For Tesla, you would have had a 731% return. What? Tesla, I think 5 months ago. Actually, why am I? You can see, as you see, even in December, Tesla was only $359.68. What's good, Silly Gang? Back to another reaction video. And today we're gonna be reacting to Apple just hit $2 trillion. The first company in America, in the United States of America, to hit $2 trillion, even before Amazon.com, you know? I actually have some stock in Apple, and I'll let you guys know at the end of the video. I'm gonna throw in some clips, phone screen recording here in a second, and take you into my Stash app. But without further ado, let's go ahead and react to Apple becoming the first US company to hit $2 trillion, I'm sorry. And can we give a special moment to take a look at my shirt, you know what I'm saying? We DBZ'd up with it, you know what I'm saying? Favorite character, probably Goku, you know what I'm saying? Vegeta close second, Piccolo on the third, you feel me? Dragon Ball Z, one of my favorite animes. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. Run my intro.
Silly Gang, we finna blow out, yeah. Silly Gang, we finna close out, yeah. Silly Gang, yeah, we finna blow out.
I was talking about what is going on with Apple and that $1 trillion valuation. Dan Halley has been watching that closely for us here. So Dan, what has kind of put Apple over the top here? I guess it's just some of the momentum that has been helping the rest of the market.
Yeah, really what's pushed Apple so far past the $1 trillion mark and the $1.5 trillion mark that it hit earlier this year has been its ability to capitalize on its massive user base. They have 1 billion plus users, active iOS users, and those people are what Apple is leaning into to purchase things like wearables, the Apple Watch, the AirPods, the AirPods Pro, and then also sign up for it.
I ain't gonna lie, these niggas got me. I got the MacBook, the iPad, the iPhone, the AirPods, the marketing geniuses. I think I probably didn't buy at least, I think I bought the iPhone 6. I've had the iPhone 4, the 5, the 5SE, iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus. I've had iPhone 6 Plus. I've had the iPhone 8. I had the iPhone 8 Plus. I had the iPhone X. And now currently I have the iPhone X Max Pro. I did do an unboxing probably back in November sometime, but they got me. They got me. But instead of buying more Apple products, I bought some Apple stock. And I'm going to show you how it paid off at the end of the video.
Services like Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, purchasing apps through the App Store and iTunes. I think that's really where we're seeing the growth for Apple, and that's where we're going to continue to see it moving forward. And then, of course, we have a new iPhone coming later this year, in the iPhone 12. That'll be the first phone with a 5.
I'm going to try my hardest not to buy the iPhone 12. Pray to God Apple don't do nothing crazy, because if they do something a little too crazy, then I'm probably going to end up copying it. Well, the selling point for this one, 3 cameras. I'm not going to lie, the camera quality, amazing.
5G connection, and basically that's going to be something.
I also want to point out, like, I have AT&T, right? AT&T says I got 5G connection. It's got too much of a glare. Oh well, but anyways, you gotta believe me. If you do have AT&T, comment down below. On my iPhone, my current iPhone 11 Pro Max, it says I got 5G. That is a fucking lie. I don't know why AT&T is doing that, but it's a fucking lie. Apple, no Apple iPhone that exists right now today is capable of 5G. It does not use 5G. It's not capable of even using 5G until the new one comes out, which iPhone 12 is what this man talking about right now. Come on, autofocus on me, baby.
That a lot of people are going to want to upgrade to from 4G LTE, because they'll want the faster downloads, the faster uploads, and then the future capabilities that such connectivity will offer. Remember, we didn't have an Uber with 3G, we got it with 4G. We're expecting similar innovations going forward.
Dan, I'm holding up the AirPods I got last year. Love these things. What's going to happen to Apple, though, with the trade tensions with China and the pressure the Trump administration makes on Apple to move production back to the United States?
Yeah, I think really what's going to happen for Apple there is basically just trying to move to different areas, not necessarily the U.S. I mean, they did, yes, begin manufacturing, or they're beginning to manufacture their Mac, the large desktop, in the U.S. again. That's something that they had previously moved to China after having in the U.S. They had moved it out of the U.S. because of production difficulties, but now they're doing it again in the U.S. But I don't see necessarily, something like an iPhone, for instance, having its production set up here in the U.S. It's more likely that it's going to continue to move outside of China. And, don't forget, Apple now is going to stop using Intel chips. They're going to start using their own chips, but those are unlikely to be produced in the U.S. They're going to be using ARM-based chips in the future. So I think really what that signals for Apple is they're going to continue to play the game with Trump going forward, as they have done adeptly. Tim Cook's been great at that so far, and then see how the election shakes out. I think if we have President Biden, then it may be more fortuitous for them as far as the relationship with China goes.
And I know in many ways this 2 trillion milestone is really just a milestone, right? And Dan, I think you may have mentioned that Apple was actually the first US company to reach that $1 trillion milestone. That was almost exactly 2 years ago on August 2nd, 2018. And it was interesting during that time, one of the big concerns for Apple is one of the same ones that we're facing today around slowing iPhone sales and whether that ecosystem can really Apple sales overall. And that seems to have worked, at least for now.
Yeah, and that's really what they're continuing to lean into, is kind of using a more holistic approach to the company rather than having people focus on one individual component, the iPhone. They're spreading it out. And look, when Apple hit 1 trillion, Microsoft and Amazon were not far behind, right? Now they're both above 1.5 trillion after Apple hit that. So it's likely that they'll hit the $2 trillion mark in short order as well.
Hey, you heard it here first, man. If you're an investor out there, it sounds like Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft are probably the biggest companies, and I think the only companies in America that have passed $1 trillion. If I'm not mistaken, I do not know. Do your research. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Now I'm about to jump into my Stash app, and I'm gonna show you guys my investment portfolio, and we're gonna get a little bit more in depth in that. Boom. So as you see behind me, I've started my screen recording on my iPhone. I'm here on my Stash app account. There will be a link in the description below. Please sign up for Stash app. We both will receive $20 once you sign up for your account. Set up a debit or credit card and buy your first share of stock. It could be $10, it could be $5, it could be $1. You can invest, and that's the thing I like about the Stash app. You do not have to buy a whole share of stock. You can buy a piece of a stock. And as one of my mentors says, Warren Buffett, you got to be in the game at all times. Got to be in the game. If you're not in the game, you out the game. And then when you over here thinking like, oh, I should have been in the game. Like now you're hearing about Apple going up and they're going crazy, and you like, I missed out. No, you should be buying in right now. Even though they're already up, they're going to go even further up. Now, I was lucky enough to buy my share of Apple, as you guys will see here as I'm going into my investments. I bought my first little bit of Apple. We'll go to my transactions, right? Okay, my first purchase of Apple was for $20 on August 19th. The share price was $210. Boom. That was in August last year. Got dividends, got dividends. I didn't buy again until March 25th of this year. You even got the time on here and everything. I put another $10 in. Share price was $255. It had went up $30 from the time I did before. But as you see, as I'm scrolling through my transaction history, I've been investing in Apple over the course of a year. Didn't really start heavily investing until around April. April, I purchased $100, then again $30, $35, $75, $10, $10, $10, $10. And I've been on a reoccurring basis every month. You know, I kind of change it up depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling broke that month, maybe I only put $10 for, you know what I'm saying? But eventually it all added up to me owning my position right now. I own 1.2 shares of Apple, 58% of my portfolio. I invested $364 in Apple so far, and I've got a $223 return. So my holdings right now are estimated at $587.69. $587.69. Now that's not a lot of money, but the cool thing about it is, this is the first time it's gonna happen for me, is that the stock is gonna split 4 ways. Now let me bring up the email and I will show you guys. You're receiving this message because you currently hold Apple as an investment in your portfolio. On August 31st, 2020, Apple will be conducting a 4-for-1 forward stock split. And what that basically means is, and if you continue to read on, I'm not, but what that basically means is if you own one share of Apple and they split it 4 ways, whatever that share of Apple is right now, divide that by 4, that's how much your 4 shares will be worth. But the cool thing about that is now instead of having 1 share, you have 4 shares that are possibly going up. So now let's say Apple was at $400 and it splits 4 ways. You got 4 shares at $100 each. Each share can go up 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%, 10%, just like it's always been, like in a regular situation when you buy a stock. So now you got 4 shares with the potential of 4 shares going up versus 1 share going up. So imagine if your 4 shares hit 500 again, they do another split, your 4 goes to 8, and et cetera, et cetera. That is the amazing thing about stocks, and that is the amazing thing and the opportunity you have using the Stash app, which I will link below. I know I'm probably not, the best at explaining stuff, but what I do my point is of this video is to get people interested in investing. Now use the link in the description. We'll both get a free $20 if you set up. You gotta clearly have a debit card, credit card, social security number, all that type of stuff. It's basically a brokerage account through Stash app, and they're gonna help you invest. And you only have to invest. You don't have to buy a full share. You can invest 10 cents if you want to. And that's the beauty of Stash app. That's why I use it. I also use Robinhood. I will link all that below in the description. If you sign up, we both get a little something. It will help me. It'll help you, and we both can make some money, you feel me? So that being said, I know this one's probably a long one and it's probably not that interesting for some people, but hopefully you guys are encouraged to invest and can get the ball moving. And also another stock that's about to split is Tesla. Tesla has a 700% gain this year, just this year alone. Let me just show you guys real quick. As you see, Apple, if you look at Apple right now, boom, 121% this year. That's how much they went up this year. So if you would have put $1 in, you would have $2 by the end of the year because they went up 100%. You would have doubled your money. Now if you put $10,000 and 100% return, you would have had $20,000. And for Tesla, you would have had a 731% return. Tesla, I think 5 months ago. You can see, as you see, even in December, Tesla was only $359.68 and was slowly rising, boom, spike 700, boom, spike down again, 481. Now, if you would have invested around this time, around March, you'd be winning right now. But this just goes to show you, it makes sense for you to put your money, if you got a savings account, at least put I don't know, maybe $100 a month into an investment account. Just any investment, something that whether it be Walmart, Target, anything you could think of, something that you use on a daily basis. They are a business. They are a probably publicly traded company on the marketplace. So if you do use their products all the time, like I use Apple all the time, that's why I'm invested in it. Instead of buying an Apple phone, I'm gonna buy some Apple stock. It's a different feeling, and you can actually make something in return. But I'm gonna stop talking because I'm probably not making no sense. But I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Silly game.
Silly game, we finna blow out, yeah. Silly game, we finna close out, yeah. Silly game, yeah, we finna blow out, yeah. Silly game, yeah, we finna close out, yeah. Making all these YouTube videos, yeah. You